Yo, it's good everyone. This is Ayo Boxing from Adiba, and this is Bad Boxing Opinions Volume 1. As a boxing fan and a boxing content creator, I'm constantly exposed to other people's opinions and takes concerning the sport of boxing. Some I agree with and some I don't. Some I find good and some I find bad. But as of recent, I've been seeing a lot of bad opinions, and I thought this would be a cool video concept. So let's look at some bad boxing opinions and explain why they're bad. So this is a comment that I found on Instagram. It was on a post in regards to Bivol fighting better BF and not Canelo. And the comment said, "A true boxer, not like Haney or any of these lightweight camps. Not like Canelo either, picking his fights. A Russian fighter, not scared of his opponent. We need more like Bivol and better BF." End quote. And the guy clearly couldn't spell champs, but this was a bad opinion, bad take. Mostly misinformed because, don't get me wrong, I like Bivol. I think he's a good champion that's fought great competition at lightweight, pretty much fighting all the top guys within that weight class. But when you compare him to Haney and Canelo, Bivol has been a champion at light heavyweight, WBA champion, since 2017, but he hasn't unified a belt in over 7 years. Canelo, on the other hand, has been a 3-division champion, undisputed champion, and has fought a Hall of Famer within that same time period, while Devin Haney became the youngest lightweight undisputed champion and became a 2-division champion while fighting a Hall of Famer. So how are you going to shame Canelo and Haney even though they've accomplished and done more within that same time frame that Bivol has done? I don't understand these type of comments, like it's very misinformed and short-sighted. So this opinion I found on Twitter, it was in reply of a Floyd Mayweather and Nayo Inoue comparison video of them doing like the same type of moves and fights. And the tweet said, quote, "Difference is Inoue fighting better competition, fire emoji," end quote. And looking at it now, this might be a troll account based on the name of it, but regardless, if I'm taking this as a serious opinion, then this is a bad opinion. Don't get me wrong, Inoue is a future Hall of Famer, future all-time great, and could be the greatest Japanese boxer of all time based on his current achievements and what we expect him to do. But let's be frank here. Most people, including most Inoue fans, do not know who Inoue has fought except for recent. This is no diss to Inoue. Let's be real. Most boxing fans don't know the majority of people that their favorite fighters have fought, unless they're super hardcore fans. But if you take a random Devin Haney fan and told him to name the majority of Devin Haney's opponents, I guarantee you they couldn't do that. Ryan Garcia, anybody. But that's besides the point. Inoue has fought great competition, but Floyd has fought better competition. That's not even like a controversial statement. If you just look at the people that Floyd has fought and what they've accomplished and compare it to the people that Inoue has fought and what they accomplished, there's no real comparison. The best opponents that Inoue has fought is Nonito Donaire, future Hall of Famer, Omar Narvaez, potential future Hall of Famer. Then you have guys like Fulton, good opponent, Marlon Tapales, good opponent. Then you have Jason Maloney, good opponent, but he's not that accomplished. Taguchi, good opponent, but not that accomplished. He's fought a lot of champions, but can you compare that to Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Gennaro Hernandez? The list goes on. Bad opinion. Now, this opinion was also found on Twitter, and you can tell from the onset that this is a Gervonta Tank Davis Abdul Wahid fanboy account. It says, quote, "Devin Haney Promotions Elderly Nursing Home. Devin has never faced one of the 4 new kings, young elite prospects, opponent under 30 or close, bigger opponent, equal size opponent, and undefeated opponent since 2019, end quote. And on the surface, this might sound good. There may be some good points that you can use against a Devin Haney fan or Devin Haney, but when you really think about it, this makes no sense, especially when you compare Devin Haney to Tank or the other contemporaries within his weight class. It's true Devin Haney has never faced one of the new 4 kings, but at the same time, he's fought Lomachenko, a future Hall of Famer. None of the 4 kings, Teofimo, Haney, Tank, Ryan, or even Shakur has faced a young elite prospect, so like why even bring that up? Opponent under 30 or close. The truth be told is people like to use age when it benefits them, but when it doesn't, they don't like to even account for that. So I'm not even gonna even go into that. Bigger opponent and equal size opponent. I mean, this is a Javante Tank Davis fanboy account. Tank has fought several people that were from lower weight classes that he brought up or put stipulations on. The two best examples that we can point out is Hector Garcia, who came up from 130 to fight Tank at lightweight, and Ryan Garcia, who he put a rehydration weight clause on. So if you're going to talk about size and weight, how are you going to say that but not bring up that? And undefeated opponent, I mean, that means something, but at the same time, if you're fighting and you take a loss, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're fighting top level opponents. But that's besides the point. It's just a bad opinion. And this is another opinion that I saw on Twitter. This is not boxing, it's UFC MMA, but it was bad. I had to just bring it up. So the original tweet was every single African UFC champion in chronological order, first to last, thread. And the quote tweet was, only one of them lives there, LOL. And that's a reference to Duplessis being an South African that lives in South Africa, trains in South Africa, and won a championship, bringing it back to South Africa. And that implies that he's the real African champion, while Izzy, Usman, and Uganu are not real African champions, despite them being born there, which is just a dumb opinion, makes no sense. Only non-Africans really say this because, I don't know, they use it as some kind of narrative device to go against those three for some strange reason. But when you think about it, based on that logic, Manny Pacquiao couldn't represent the Philippines because he trained with Freddie Roach in California. Canelo couldn't represent Mexico because he trains and works in California.